What up, y'all? It's the Madden Curse. This is week 9 matchups and predictions. Let's take a quick look at the current rankings. T in 12, myself in 11, Alex 10, Frank 9, Jordan 8, Jason 7, Scott 6, Dan 5, JT 4, Marshall 3, Fat 2, Brent first place. Alrighty, let's go into the matchups for the week. First matchup is myself, 2-6 versus Alex, 3-5. I am the only team in the league with more name changes than victories. Currently on my third name change. Gonna be the last one. And going for my third victory this week as well. This week I've got Tom Brady, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Moore, Travis Kelsey, and Khalil Herbert in my flex. Most of these guys weren't here last week. I mean, when you're 1-6, now 2-6, you're pretty much playing week to week to try to stay alive. So if there's something I see that I think helps me for the week and doesn't super affect my rest of season standings, then odds are I'm going to take it because, like I said, I'm just trying to stay alive. I'm playing Alex. He's got Geno Smith, Dalvin Cook, Raheem Mostert, who's been balling out, Alan Lazard, who's questionable, Marcus Valdez-Scantling. He's got MVS in the lineup. Kyle Pitts is back, and James Conner's in the flex, but I don't. He's not playing. Come on, we know that. Between these two, I do like myself in the matchup. Um, Dalvin Cook and Raheem Mostert are probably going to do really well. MVS is one of those, could have 3 points, could have 100 points and a touchdown or two. Um, Boom or bust. He's got some questionable guys in the lineup. On my side, Josh Jacobs is looking to bounce back from a terrible last week. Joe Mixon's playing the Panthers. Should see a decent amount of receptions. I mean, Amon-Ra versus the Packers might be a little tough, but he's fully healthy. And then DJ Moore's balled out the last couple weeks and is playing, my understanding is a banged up Bengals secondary. So hoping for big numbers there. And then, of course, Travis Kelsey is about as steady and consistent as it gets. So I think I got a little more firepower, and I'm going to pick myself this week to move on to 3-6. The next matchup is Jordan versus Brent. Brent is a nice 8-0, and Jordan's 500, 4-4. On Jordan's side, he has Lamar Jackson, Aaron Jones, the Gus Bus, who is questionable, Michael Pittman Jr., DeAndre Carter, Robert Tanyan. Hello, Mr. Tanyan. And, oh my God, Jeff Wilson. He just got traded. He does have familiarity with Coach McDaniels, but damn, he's flexing already. Okay. Um, let's see why. On the bench, Najee Harris is on a bye. Mike Williams is out. Jerry Jeudy, bye. Rashad Bateman, out. Damian Harris, questionable. So could potentially see him and Jeff Wilson swap places there. Pat F is on a bye. Wandale's on a bye. And Kyron Williams is on IR. Okay. So, if you're on Jordan's bench, you're hurt or you're on a bye week. So now Jeff Wilson Jr. makes a little bit more sense. On Brent's side, I think DeAndre Carter is going to be low key sneaky as well. Just he's like the only healthy Chargers wide receiver right now, so in theory should have a big game. On Brent's side, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry, who is questionable, A.J. Dillon in the lineup. Can't believe it. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mark Andrews, who's questionable, and Juju Smith-Schuster on Alex's or Brent's bench, I should say. Um, Kareem Hunt's on a bye, so that makes sense for A.J. Dillon being in the lineup. But he's got Jerick McKinnon and Naheem Hines and Caleb Huntley, so he's got a few different choices potentially. Should Derrick Henry go down. He's got some guys, probably not guys you're going to be super thrilled about starting, but um, wide receivers where Brent makes his money, and that's Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and then Mark Andrews at the tight end spot. Questionable, but if he plays and is healthy, I mean, could be a ton of points there. Brent hasn't lost to anybody. I don't see any reason in this matchup to pick against him. Again, if Henry and Andrews are both out, then maybe. Otherwise, we're gonna ride with Brent. Um, our next matchup here is Jason versus Scott. Jason is 4-4. Scott is 4-4. Jason has Kyler Murray, Miles Sanders, Brian Robinson, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins, Zach Ertz, and Terry McLaurin starting. Devontae Adams is questionable. Last week he was questionable for being sick. Like I think they literally just said he had a cold or a flu or something. And this week, limited participant. Uh, They don't say why. They're saying is it could have been a sign for why the Raiders looked so bad last week. Don't know. But anyways, on Jason's bench, he's got Antonio Gibson, who's been out playing Brian Robinson, I believe, the last couple weeks. So, wonder if we'll see a substitution there. Michael Carter, Tua Tagovailoa. Packers D, okay. Rondell Moore um, could see action if Devontae were to go down. Rondell Moore's been pretty serviceable. On Scott's side, Josh Allen, CEH, Rex Burkhead at the 2 running back position. DK Metcalf, who's questionable. I believe he was questionable last week, and they were talking about maybe missing a few weeks, and he played and had a pretty good game, so no reason for that to change. Jacoby Myers, Tyler Conklin is in the lineup, as is Keenan Allen, who is still questionable. I don't believe he's played since week 1, and the last news I heard was his hamstring got worse. So we'll see if that sticks. On his bench, he doesn't really have much to swap to. McCaffrey's on a bye. Amari Cooper's on a bye. Noah Fant is questionable. I mean, that's literally the only guy he could sub here. Into the lineup. So you may need to try to find another guy. Um, as mentioned, I mean, Keenan Allen hasn't played since late. Oh, he did play last week, but it was not a lot of snaps. It's not something you'd probably feel very confident in, especially if he says he's feeling worse. Um, because of that, I am going to favor Jason in this matchup. I just think he's got better options. If one of his guys, his questionable guys, has to miss the game, and then DeAndre Hopkins is looking like the best wide receiver in football. What a bunch of idiots we were. Who let him slide to like the pick 100 or some shit? 6 games. It's just 6 games. Picking Jason. Um, I'm gonna go a step further here. Jason, you're my lock. The next matchup, we've got Dan the Man, the Concord Baby Racers versus TIM, T Carter. That thing John Madden said. 4-4 versus 1-7. T is in sole possession of the Sacco. His closest, uh, I mean, the 2 guys closest to him are playing each other right now, so I'm not sure if that helps him. But on T side, we've got Derek Carr, DeAndre Swift, who's questionable again, but he did play last week. Um, albeit they did say it was somewhat of a limited snap count. Eno Benjamin, Chris Godwin, Garrett Wilson, T.J. Hawkinson, T. Higgins. Um, Going up against Kirk Cousins, Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Justin Jefferson, Gabe Davis, Taysom Hill, Ramondre Stevenson. I do think Dan's got too much firepower in this one. Justin Jefferson, Gabe Davis is a solid 1-2 punch. The running backs, Walker, Etienne, and Ramondre Stevenson. They've got a TN ranked top 10 running backs right now. I mean, he crushed it last week. Um, Dan did not have to give up very much to get him. He may have swindled somebody in the league. However, with those, I do like Dan to win. Let's check out the buys. On Dan's side, he's got CeeDee Lamb. He's got Damon Pierce on his bench. Josh Palmer's questionable. On T side, Deontay Johnson, Dak Prescott, and Daniel Jones are all on buys. And Jamar Chase is on his IR. Jamar Chase is probably out another month. Um, if you're trying to win now, I mean that might be a guy that you're willing to let go to try to win a victory or two or three. Because I mean you have to win at least one more, and that's just a tie. So you really probably need 3 to 4 victories to have a chance to to lose that Sacco. You're gonna get Jamar Chase back possibly with 2 or 3 games left. Um, if he's out for the full 6 weeks, that might only be a game or two that you have him for. I don't know. Might make sense to just see what you can get with somebody with playoff hopes. See what you can try to swing for the fences. Shit. I will say though, I don't think this 1-7 record just is. I think it's been a ton of bad luck for T. I mean, beginning of the season, I was telling somebody if you told me DeAndre Swift and Jamar Chase were going to be my top 2 picks, I would be pretty excited for that. And unfortunately, they've played, I think, 1 week together this season. So if your top 2 guys aren't playing, I mean, it's going to be hard to get victories. So uh, I'm rooting for you, T. I hope you can pull off a couple victories, and a move or two might get you there. Next matchup is JT versus Marshall. Um, this feels like a matchup of the week type of deal. Fat did give it to me and Alex. Just 2 power bottoms trying to dig our ways out, so I get it. But I like this. I like the matchup here. JT's got Justin Herbert, Dante Foreman, Leonard Fournette, Cooper Kupp, and Mike Evans, who are both questionable, and Dallas G, Flexen, Tyler Boyd, where Marshall has Jalen Hurts, Alvin Kamara, James Robinson, A.J. Brown, Drake London, Tyler Higbee, and Kenyon Drake. On our benches, on Marshall's side, Deebo Samuel's on a bye. He missed last week as well. George Kittle on a bye. Cordero Patterson is on IR still. Think this might be his last week. Nothing. Latavius Murray's on a bye. On JT's side, Zeke is on a bye. He's also jobless. Aaron Rodgers is questionable. Dalton Schultz is on a bye. I mean, definitely a couple guys missing. I will say this is assuming Cooper Kupp and Mike Evans both play. Assuming they both play, I do like JT in this matchup, but I will say the Eagles are playing against Houston. That is Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown. I mean, that could be a ton of points there. But I don't, maybe it's one of those things where they beat Houston so bad they bench their dudes at the half. I don't know, man. It's early in the season, but um, who knows? Assuming Cup and Mike Evans both play, I like JT in this matchup. If either one of them were to miss, and like I said, if those Eagles just destroy the Texans, I could definitely see Marshall pulling this out. I think this could be the closest matchup of the week. Slight edge to JT. Um, our last matchup of the week is Fat versus Frank. Fat is 6-2. Frank is 3-5. Oh, Fat just got a loss. Oh wow. Let's see what he's got this week. Joe Burrow. That's why Joe Burrow didn't get his 40 points. I think he only had like a measly 12, 13 or some shit. The hell, Joe. Austin Eckler, he was on a bye last week as well. He's back playing Atlanta. He's ready to put up 40 points. David Montgomery, he's starting him in his RB2. Fat's not losing hope. Not yet. Not yet. Christian Kirk, Tyler Lockett, who is questionable. Gerald Everett in the tight end spot, who should have a big game as well. I mean, not many Chargers receivers out there. And then my guys got Darnell Mooney in the flex still. He's showing some Bears some love. Um, let's see what we got on the bench. Fats got Saquon on a bye, and nobody else is on a bye. Um, on Frank's side, Darren Waller and Michael Thomas, both hurt, been hurt for a while. Melvin Gordon's on a bye. J.D. McKissic's questionable. Jonathan Taylor, newly acquired Jonathan Taylor, is on Frank's bench. He is currently listed as questionable. It's been an ankle injury of sorts. Um, Taylor could make it into the lineup. Probably, you'd probably flex him over Claypool since Claypool also just got traded. He might move Singletary out. Not sure. But either way, I like Fat in the matchup. He's got Austin back. Joe Burrow's playing the Panthers. Panthers have shown a good defense, but I don't expect Joe to have two bad games in a row. I really don't. Um, Lockett and Kirk, and I'm going to throw Everett in there too. Everett's playing the Falcons, and they're going to have somebody catch the ball. So I can see Everett have a big game. I'm going to give this edge to Fat. And those are the matchups for the week. We'll be back Tuesday to see how wrong I was. Much love. Stay sexy. Madden curse. Happy birthday, Brent. Birthday week.